It's your boy AJ back with another freaking video, and today I'm here with an All Queens Men review, recap, commentary, whatever you want to call it. Like y'all know, I don't know what you call it, girl, but I'm sitting here talking about All Queens Men, okay? We talk about 2 episodes of video, so y'all know, but this is like 15 and 16, so we're going to talk about 15 and 16 today. So without further ado, let's roll the intro, because we got some things to chat about, okay? So the episode opened up with Madam still locked up. Y'all know that she was took by the cops, the quote-unquote cops, y'all. Last episode, the end of the episode, they had walked out, and it was my man Amp. It was Tommy, and also it was Madam, but they only took Madam. They put Madam in some handcuffs and took her on down the road, girl. We thought it was the police, but at the end of the episode, they figured out, and they said, these can't be no cops. They got Madam. So that's where this episode opens up. It opens up, Madam is still in the back of the pop car, and she's talking to the cop and just communicating. Now, they're going back and forth, and it ain't too sweet, girl. It's not sweet. It's not Krispy Kreme, I can guarantee you that. It's not too sweet. So the conversation gets heated, girl, and Madam, she takes the handcuffs and she goes around Officer Ned and she strangles. Oh, she strangles her, girl. She gets her good. She gets her good. You know what happened, girl? They crashed and they hit a tree. I said, oh, child. I said, Madam took her own life trying to get somebody else's. So the next scene opens up with Blue, and girl, she is smashing that girl that she had laying in her house for days. Because y'all know that Blue got this random girl that she met in the club at her house, because she said that she running from her baby daddy, or not baby daddy. She said she running from her husband because her husband is abusive, X, Y, and Z. So Blue and this girl is just doing it well, girl. I mean, it's doing it well. The girl's booty crack was longer than 2020, girl. The booty crack was long. Oh my goodness, the booty crack was long. Oh goodness, oh, it was long. It was long. The booty crack was long. The sex scene was overdue. Well, not overdue. It was overtime. It was too long, girl. It was overtime. Cut. It was too. It was too long. Her ass crack was too long and the scene was too long. So during intercourse, I guess Blue noticed that the girl had some bruises on her back. So Blue asks her like, he really that bad? Like, you got bruises on your back. Like, I see the bruises. You okay? What's going on? What's going on? Once again, the girl, explains like, I'm going through a situation. He's abusive, X, Y, and Z. And Blue gets angry and she's like, I hate when men put their hands on women, X, Y, and Z. And I do too, girl. I hate it, girl. Definitely got provoked. I hate it. So Blue is talking to the girl. The girl is talking to them. They're communicating back and forth. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the girl holler off and asks Blue, could you get me a job at Club Eaton? Hold on. It's already too much going on at Club Eaton for any new employees. They need to fire the ones they got, girl, because there's stuff going on. We can talk about it. But girl, Blue was like, wait, hold your horses. So, of course, Blue was like, oh, I don't know about that one. I understand your situation, but I don't know about that. We booked over here. So, the next scene after that, Tommy and Amp, they walk into Madam's, well, I almost said apartment, girl. I know she's in an apartment. They walk into Madam's house, lovely house, beautiful house, and they're just calling. They calling Madam. Amp has no faith. He like, I don't know why you keep calling this lady. They took her phone. They made it da. And Tommy's like, look, her, you don't know your auntie, girl, because she got this in her shoe and that in her shoe. She's gonna be good. And he keeps calling. Keep calling, girl. He's calling, girl. Tommy is calling. Tommy's not gonna give up, because Tommy said, this is my bread and butter. This is my money, honey. This is where I stay. I need her to come back, baby. He wasn't playing no games. He needed Madam, and she needed her ASAP. All of a sudden, Couture, whatever his name is, all of a sudden the little light-skinned man that's married to the woman, he knocks on, Madam's door, because the other episode they had, arranged a little sex appointment. Okay, baby, they had scheduled something. So he was there, to get it cracking with Madam. But he walks in, girl, and it's 2 niggas with guns. It's 2 niggas with guns. So he walks in, and Amp and Tommy are there, and they're having this conversation. So Tommy has the gun. Well, Tommy's behind the door hiding at first. So Amp lets, the little married man in, girl. And he's like, where's Madam? We had a scheduled date. Amp's like, she's not here right now. And he's like, well, where is she? So all of a sudden, Tommy comes with the big gun, girl. He didn't have this gun for 3 episodes. I'm tired. He had this 3 episodes. I'm tired. Girl, he comes out with the gun or whatever, and he was like, he just said that she ain't here. I'm like, bro, calm down. So they end up having a conversation, and he discovers, that Madam is gone. So once he figures out that Madam is gone, he just decides to call his driver, and he decides to leave, Amp and Tommy in Madam's estate. Leave them in the mansion, honey. It's time to go. They got guns. They doing the most, whatever. So he hops back in the car, and he heads back home to his wife. Now, his wife is is the woman that got Madam abducted, okay, girl? Got Madam abducted because she don't like that Madam is getting that D-I-C-K-A. Put your back in there, whoop, just a little bit. Baby, she is not too happy with Madam getting the, you know, the lick, couldn't suck on my pum pum. She is not too happy. She's not too happy about it. So she's the people that, she's the reason that the fake cops went and did that to Madam, and I think they was gonna kill her. Anyway, so the man walks in to address his husband, address his wife, girl. He walks in to address his wife. He's like, what did you do to Madam? What did you do to Madam? And he's like, I know you're not asleep, because she's laid across the bed like this in her ugly ass, I don't even know what it was, nightgown. So she's laid across the bed. He's like, I know you're not asleep. And she's like, what are you talking about? So she's playing dumb, boo-boo the fool. He's like, whatever you did, call it off now, call it off now, call it off now. Girl, she's sitting there like, He's like, I'm gonna give you enough time. I'm gonna get in the shower, get in the tub, wherever he was going in the restroom to do. He's like, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna call, I need you to call this mess off. Call it off, call it off. And by the time I get out, it needs to be called off, okay? So the next scene, girl, they track Madam and they pull up to her and she's in this car laid out because, like I said, she strangled the woman. They hit the tree and girl, all of them is laid out. So Madam is in the back seat, still in handcuffs, laid out, and all of a sudden, Tommy, Blue, and also Amp, they all jump out of the car, you know, assist Madam out of the car. Girl, Madam is towed up. I ain't never seen Madam is towed up, girl. Madam is towed up from the floor up, girl. She towed up. So she gets out the car and the first thing she does is she asks who has a phone. She takes the phone and she calls the Cardi Leg, whatever his name is, the dude with the wife. She calls him and he's like preparing to get in the tub, but he's gagged. He answers and she says, did your wife do this? Did your wife do this? So he's telling her like, calm down, let it go, it's fine, whoop, whoop, whoop. Calm down, and they have a conversation. It's not too sweet, girl. It's not too sweet, okay? It's not sweet, girl. It's not sweet. So they get Madam home, and Madam is telling, you know, Tommy to go run the bath, get tea, get this, da-da-da. Just get her ready, you know, for the night. And Amp is still upset. And, you know, Amp was accused of stealing all that money a couple episodes ago. Him and his auntie had a nasty little, you know, spick and spat. So he's still upset about the spick and spat, but he did want to make sure she was okay because, you know, family and blood. So he did go to assist to find her and get her. But he was, you know, having an attitude, barking around the house, acting like he finna leave. Girl, he stormed out, then stormed back in just to have a conversation that went nowhere. I'm like, girl, Amp, calm it down, girl. Let me tell you something. These 2 episodes, I was so tired of Amp, but I was enjoying how fine he was. We're gonna talk about that when I get here. But girl, so Amp is going off with the whoop, and I can understand too because the stuff that Madam did for doing, I would have been upset too. But Amp is upset, you girl, and he's storming out, storming back in, storming out, storming back in. It's just giving drama. So Amp leave, he go home, Blue goes home, Tommy stays there. So Tommy is, you know, he's helping around the house doing a couple things. Now, Madam goes upstairs, she's changed, she's getting ready to get in the tub, and all of a sudden, the man with the wife has appeared back at the house. He back at the girl, he's trying to wet that pussy out. He want a little piece of that. Can I have a piece of your love? Baby, he want a little piece of that. He want a little piece of that, girl. He didn't pull it up again. Pull it up again. Pull it up again. I don't think I don't have the balls enough to pull up. If my wife or my husband or whatever just tried to kill my little side piece, I don't think I would be chill pulling up. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So they get to have a conversation. Madam tells him to leave. He's like, I'm not leaving. You know what I came here for, and I came here for earlier. He's like, I'll be waiting on the bed for you. And I wish the bath, y'all, the bath little tub you got, I wish it was big enough for both of us. Cause girl, this is not the biggest thing in the room. Like it needs to be a little bigger. So he's checking the bathtub and he's telling her, like, I'll be waiting on the bed. You know what? Guess what? The cocker spaniel out. So that's where the scene ends. The next scene opens up with the ultimate gangbang. Oh yes, it's midnight, it's dark, and it's Babyface. The ultimate. You see me? It's the ultimate gangbang. Okay, so the ultimate gangbang is this next scene. So Doc comes in. Doc tells them, you know, shh, because he's still wearing their wire that the detective put on his jacket, and he didn't supposed to know nothing about. He tells them like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm here to rehearse, whoop whoop whoop. So he's pretending, you know, to be here for rehearsal, and they cut on some music, and he sits, you know, the jacket far away, and he has a conversation with them. He tells them the conversation of like, hey, they put a wire on me. I don't supposed to know nothing about this wire. I told Madam X, Y, and Z. She tried to kill me. It was a whole conversation. Now Babyface is gagged because Babyface, you know, he just murdered Miss Patty, girl. She fell over and she was flipping like a patty. Like you could have supposed she was actually a patty from Wendy's, McDonald's, somewhere. Girl, she was flipping. Okay, she was flipping. So, you know, Babyface is a little superstitious about a lot of stuff. He's superstitious. So he's like, okay. And all of a sudden, Midnight wants to play middleman, girl. And he's like, look here, I'm gonna tell about everybody's sin. So he's like, you did this, you did that. And both of them are gagging because Midnight ended up telling Doc, like, hey, Babyface just killed Patty. Girl, knocked over the balcony. So they're gagging, girl. They're gagging. I tell you, girl, the ultimate gangbang. I want to gag. I want to gag too. Catch it. But unprofessional of me. But, girl, they're catching up. His boys' night in, I guess. So the next scene, they're back at the club. The white boy, he comes in and he comes trying to talk to Dime because he had a conversation with the detective and cop, and they was like, he needs to get their recorder back. So the next day he went to the club, you know, to work. He walks in and he tries to talk to Dime and like, hey, can you talk to Tommy and get my recorder back? Tommy is not giving that, you know, the music back. He's like, oh, I want to play these songs for you, Dime, but they're on this music little iPod thing I got, and Tommy took it, you know, Tommy took it with the who-do-do-do. So she's like, girl, you can talk to Tommy about that. You can go and talk to Tommy about that, you know, I'll call Tommy right now. So she's like, Tommy. So she calls Tommy or whatever. Tommy comes over, and of course the white boy, can I have my music? I want my music. Can I have my music? Shut the fuck up. You're not getting this music. That's what Tommy basically said. He told him, shut the fuck up. This is my music. It's my music. It's my music. Okay, my motherfucking man. That's my motherfucking iPod, girl. That is what Tommy is telling him. He's like, it's my music. So Amp walks into the club. All the boys are just slowly walking in. Amp walks into the club. You know, he's not speaking to Dime because Dime tore up his house and almost had him killed the other episode ago. So Dime's like, oh, hi, girl. And she was like, I'm just happy to see you. You know, you're okay. And he's, girl, mean mugging her. He keeps on walking. Keep on walking. I said, ooh. That's all I can do is, So, back over with the recording situation, the recorder, or whatever. Madam, she walks in and she sees, you know, the interaction between Tommy and the white boy, the white dancer, and she's like, what was that about? So Tommy tell Madam, like, hey, it's some device I took from him, and he's crying and whining and wanting it back. And she was like, what is it? Let me see it. And Tommy pulls the recorder out and shows Madam, and Madam is like, what is this or whatever? So, conveniently, girl, she had to have a conversation with the Latino dancer that had seen the baby laid out dead, so he threw up on the woman the other episode. That one, girl, that one I can't never remember his name. She has to have a meeting with him because, you know, he don't want to dance no more. He want to bartend. He want to be a mixologist. Okay, he wants to be a mixologist. He wants to be a mixologist. He said, I got the mix. He said, I'm mixing. I got the mix, honey. So him and Madam has this conversation, and she's like, no, you're not mixing no damn drinks. You're one of the highest, you know, working dancers. Not really, because later on in the episode she read him because he didn't make no money. But she's like, I put some money into you and you're not going to stand in no damn bar. So she says, while you're in here, can you take this little device, whatever it is, figure it out? I know you're good in science, technology with college. Go figure it out for me. So he was like, okay, I'll take it home. I'll figure it out for you. And that is where that scene ended. So Amp is back on the dance floor, girl. He's, you know, he has to dance, girl. Ooh, well, he wasn't even never on the dance floor, but his time working this go around, he's going to be scripting, girl. He's going to be making the money. So he walks to the back room to get ready with the other boys, and just all of them just look, oh, magical. So he walks back there with the other boys to get ready, and now the Latino boy has already, girl, on his computer clicking away trying to figure out what's going on this little music player recorder thing. He don't know it's a recorder, but baby, he's clicking away trying to figure out what it is so he can give it back to Madam. So after that, the boys get dressed, everybody is ready, they hit the dance floor. Of course, everybody looks good, especially Face. Oh yes. Amp actually looks good too. Like I said, he didn't dance on the other seasons. I think he was just working the front, but now Madam's like, I need some buckaroos, and so do you. So get your ass on the dance floor. Everybody looks good. Everybody's, I know that you freak. I know you like it rough. So come and put up to your man. That's the song you love when I pull up with no. Girl, they just out there doing their thing. They out there dancing, they're grooving, they're shaking their Jagger. So, in the other episode, when Babyface, you know, knocked the girl off the building, he was working at a private party, and Blue had walked in and she had seen another dancer, and she was like, oh, you're fine, you're cute. I need you to come to Club Eating. His name is Big D. I didn't know nothing about him, but his little stage name is Big D. Crazy, right? Real crazy. So, this is Big D's first night working in Club Eating. After all the group dances are over, it's time for Big D to hit the stage. You know, show the girls what he really about, girl. So, it's time to hit, time to hit the stage. Now, you know, him and not Blueface. Ooh, that's gag worthy. Him and Babyface had an interaction at the little private dance party, and it wasn't too nice. It wasn't too sweet. And Babyface has the tendency of just being like jealous. Like even with another character in the other season, he had prostituting for him, girl. It was just a lot. Like it's really a lot. So Babyface is standing on the side of the stage hating because the crowd is eating up Big D. Now I don't really like Big D's first dance, girl. It was kind of cringy to me. It was not giving. And it looked like he had a mango in his little stripper pants. It just did not give. It did not give. But the girl was eating it up, girl. They was eating it up like it was Easter Sunday. They was eating it up. So just because the girls were eating it up, girl, Babyface was on the side of the stage making all type of skins and grins and making faces and just hey. And I said, don't be that. I said, you make your money because, baby, look at you. Don't be hating on the other people, bro. And Big D ain't got it. I'm looking at him like, girl, the people is overliving, girl. They're overliving. He ain't got nothing. So the next scene, the Latino boy, the Latino dancer, not Big D, the other one, girl. The other one, the science technology one. Him was trying to figure out the recorder break it open. He figures it out. He sees it's like encrypted. He breaks it down. He sees what it is. He does, I guess he doesn't really like clicks around. He just opens it, unlocks it, he gives it back to Madam. So Madam clicks on it, girl, and all of a sudden all of these voice memos start start playing. Like all these things that had been recorded start playing. I said, oh, she didn't figure it out. So baby, when she realized that, she said, this white nigga is a cop, because you know she had him in there scripting. And baby, she boiling, blood boiling. Oh girl, she is boiling, fan me off that cheap spandex since makeup makes, girl, her blood is boiling. So that is where the episode ends. The next episode opens up with the white boy, which is, you know, the cop. He's on stage dancing, girl. He's I'm not gonna do the I know you a freak, because I don't know what he was doing. He was giving Tennessee Whiskey's two-step. It was not giving what everybody else was giving. So he's on this stage not giving it all, and Madam and Blue are off on, like, I guess the top balcony looking at him in total disgust. So Madam and Blue come up with this plan to try to get back this cop, or try to get some information on him, or something, try to do something. And they say, well, we know this girl in the club, she's down for anything as long as we give her a couple dollars. So he's like, we gonna get her to drug. And they be like, we gonna get her to drug him on a private dance. So they sent her down for the private dance. So Madam and Blue, they're having this conversation. They're just talking about how they're gonna get this white man back, because Blue is ready to blow his brains out, girl, and that's not, you can't do that with a damn undercover cop. So out of nowhere, Dime walks in, and Dime informs Madam that Miss Patty is dead, girl. Miss Patty the Cade older than motherfucker. Girl, she tells, you know, girl, Patty is dead, Patty is dead. And Madam's like, what the hell? So of course, right after that, Madam had to bring Babyface on in her office and say, Babyface, what's going on? What's going on with Patty? He's like, I swear I didn't do it. I didn't do it. What to do? And I think actually he started apologizing before she was even able to ask about Patty. And she was like, I wasn't even gonna ask, but you know, she was just playing around. But he tells her what happens, and she's like, damn, like the club is already hot. You got these people and all this to die. He just apologized profusely, like, sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, but I am for real. I can't believe they out there making all that fucking noise while I'm sitting here working. Ignorant bitches. So the next scene, I gotta talk like this. So the next scene, the white man is giving, you know, his private dance to the black lady that sent her with a job and motive, girl. She's like, pull your cocker spaniel out, do this, do that. He don't want to do it. He's like, it's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. Girl, he might as well have started voguing, because he wasn't doing nothing back there. He was not doing a damn thing back there. So she's like, well, it's fine. Whoop, whoop, whoop. At least drink with me. He's like, I only drink water. So some type of way he turns around and does something on the other side of the room. I don't know if she was shaking his McJagger. He was doing something, and she was able to pour this thing out of her titty and pour it in his drink. Before he knew it, girl, he had slipped and slid and almost died. Girl, she had got that man. She had got that man for Madam and Blue. So he's drugged and he's laid out. He's moving out the side, and as he's going out, he's trying to address her and tell her, like, you did something, girl. He's on the way out. So she drugs him, she takes pictures with him, and I guess those were for blackmail. He's doing this, eating her couch, all in the boobs, hand on this. Oh girl, she's taking pictures and pictures and pictures and pictures, and she gets the money from Madam and Blue, and she goes on by her business. So they leave that white man out there laid out, honey, laid out. He's laid out. So this next thing, I can't believe we're about to go into this topic. So Amp is out on the dance floor, girl, just being drunk and hoish. Y'all know he on parole. He don't supposed to be smoking, drinking with a gun, none of that, and he done broke all of them individually at one at a time, girl. So he's on the floor drunk. So this girl in the club, I guess she was feeling him. I would be feeling him too. That nigga a munch, but she feeling him or whatever. And you know that he was dating Dime for a minute, and she, you know, they having a real nasty breakup. So she works at the club, he works at the club, and things are about to get sticky. So he's in the club audience looking out, and this girl is flirting with him, and he's like, you want a private dance? And she was like, sure. So he takes her to the dressing room, not even the private dance room. He takes her to the dressing room, and she's like, this is not the private dance area. And he's like, I know or whatever. So Amp being drunk, Amp being hurt, and Amp being angry, girl, he takes this girl to the restroom, and I mean, he is digging her out. I mean, he is digging her out. I never want to be dug out so bad. Girl, he is digging her out. He digging her out. He had to be digging her out in real life. Like the way that he was up in that thing, he was moving that McJagger. I mean, he was moving that McJagger. Okay? Out of nowhere, Doc come in the back, because I guess he had to use the restroom. I guess that's where Amp was back there doing the digging. Girl, I guess he was in the restroom. So Doc walks back. He was like, oh, girl, he gags, he walks back, and he sits back down in the dressing room for the boys or whatever. So out of nowhere, Dime, I guess she was finished playing the music. So she busts in, she's like, where's Amp? Where's Amp? He's not back there in the dancing room, because, you know, she's trying to monitor everything that he has going on. Doc is sitting there like, I don't know. Meanwhile, he done seen Amp digging, and he wasn't digging for gold, I tell you that. He might have been digging in some gold, but he wasn't digging for gold, okay, baby? But Doc is sitting there like, I don't know. So Diamond's like, yes, you do. He had come back here somewhere. Where is he? So she comes back to the restroom in the back part of the room he at, and she sees Amp is digging. I mean, he is digging. I mean, he's digging. And when he sees her, it's like he unloaded. Like, he's like, oh, I'm like, ah! I'm like, oh my goodness. I was so gagged. She is angry. She like, screw you, nigga, and screw you, bitch. She's going off, and like, I don't know, like, I would think it would give real Elder James. It would give nasty piece of Elder James. All I could do was cry. I think if I was to walk in on that, all I would do was cry. Definitely losing somebody that looked like him. Like, all I can do is cry. All I would do was cry. So the next scene, Tommy and Madam is just catching up. She is telling him about the recording device, and they're just like, really, this man is really a cop? Like, this is crazy. Like, so Tommy, Madam, they're catching up. This is the next thing. They're just chatting. So the Latino boy, the dancer, he's really having a hard time, because y'all know on another episode, his girlfriend, ex-wife, popped in. She didn't know that he was no dancer, and when she seen him, she was there for another bachelorette party. She was getting remarried again, girl. So when she seen him, she was real shady with it, and was like, oh, this is what you do for a job. So he's really hurt by that, and he hasn't wanted to dance. That's one of the reasons he don't want to dance anymore, outside of seeing her dead baby. Girl, he don't want to dance no more because somebody caught him in that damn club, and he's just been spooked and nervous ever since. So he doesn't barely want to dance, and he's outside catching him some fresh air, girl. He's outside catching some fresh air at the back of the club at that. At the back of the club, he walks out. All of a sudden, that detective that put the wire in Doc's jacket, why is she out in the back of the club? What's she looking for? What's she looking for in the back of the club? What is she looking? Why are you in the back of the club? What is she looking for? Girl, she in the back of the club looking for Jesus, I guess. She in the back of the club, and she starts questioning him, start interrogating him. Now, Tommy was sent to go get Latino boy because him and Madam need to speak about some things. So Tommy walks, and I guess Tommy was inside the building looking around, and he figured that I guess the Latino boy's in the back. So Tommy is headed out to the back, and he sees that Mr. Latino boy is getting questioned by the cops. So Tommy just slides to the back, because Tommy, he a real nigga, he ain't got time for it. So I guess he goes to get Madam, because Madam all of a sudden storms out, and she's like, what are you doing back here? Fabio Farr? No, I just not his man name. She's like, what are you doing back here, and what are you doing back here, to the detective? So Madam is confused. She is literally blinking with her bang gang, okay? So Madam tells the Latino dancer to go on inside, cool down. You need to be in there making my money. I don't even know. I don't pay you to be in the back of this club. Why are you outside? What's going on? And then she's talking to the detective. So the detective's like, where is Face? Do you know Patty is dead? And Madam like, who is Patty? I don't know no Patty. What's Patty? Who Patty? She's like, you sure you don't know Patty? The detective's like, you sure you don't know Patty? Because you used her as a lawyer, because you know Patty was a lawyer. She was like, you used Miss Patty as a lawyer. And the Madam's like, she was a lawyer, one of my best friends. I didn't call out and speak to her. I don't know her. So she said also she was the one freaking your club, and also she had something out, you know, what was it, an arrest warrant to arrest Babyface. So Madam's like, okay, so where is this going? So are you here to arrest Babyface? What's going on? And she's like, no, I'm not here to arrest Babyface. So at this point, Madam is getting upset, and Madam, I think she threatened her and cussed her out real quick, and also the detective was like, I can have you locked away right now. Madam, a hood cunty bitch. She said, well, do it. Well, do it. So rock it. She told that bitch so rocket. So that bitch so rocket. So the detective was like, no, you know, I'm good on that. When I arrest you, it's gonna be the grand old bam wham. Like, thank you, ma'am. So I'm like, girl, please. Back in the club, Dime is on the mic reading Amp down. She cannot believe she just walked in on her love of her life screwing. I mean, if there was a hole to be filled, he was in it. Baby, and girl, she is hurt. She is hurt, but she gotta continue with her job. She is introducing dancers or whatever, and she's just getting the club hype. Talk about, you know, ain't shit niggas whoop whoop doo doo doo. It is getting nasty. It's getting nasty where Amp is in the audience having to reply, yelling back, saying do do woo woo doo doo, and it's getting nasty, girl. Madam is making the craziest face. Madam don't know whose side to stand on. Madam is just disgusted that y'all is making a fool of y'all stuff like this in front of her money, okay? Madam is disgusted like somebody stepped on her what? Cowboy boo-hoos. Girl, Madam is just disgusted. So Blue hops on stage to calm her down, to calm Dime down, like, you know, girl, do you need help doing your job? Huh? Do you need, I'm just asking, do you need help doing your job? That's what Blue got on stage and was giving, girl. So Dime comes down, she's able to introduce the next set of dancers, and they get on stage, and you know, it's time for them to do what they do, baby. Of course, everybody look good. Let's get into Mary real quick. Mary says she always skipped through the dance scenes. That'd be my favorite scene. Girl, I love it. I probably rewind and watch it again. Baby, I love the dance scenes. I love the dance scenes. So they have the little dance scene or whatever, and now let's talk about the following scene. So the boys are all tipping out. Everybody's tipping out, giving money, and Dime asks Midnight to walk her out. She's like, Midnight, can you walk me out? I guess because it's something happened the other season where she doesn't feel safe really walking out too late by herself. So Midnight like, of course, you know, I'll walk you out. Now, Doc tells Midnight like, look here, player. She trying to use you to get back at him. Now, I don't even think Doc knew a couple episodes ago that Midnight had walked her to the car also because she had, you know, something happened, girl, in the other season. You just have to watch the show to know. But she was in this real bad altercation and she just feels unsafe. So Doc was like, you know, is she probably being messy? You gotta watch it. Midnight like, I ain't even finna get caught up in there, you know, I'ma walk her out. So the boys are tipping out, they giving Dime the money, and Latino boy walks to pay Dime, and he's a little short, girl. They make a little fuss about him being short, and the whole time I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, girl, the episode look like it's ending. This is the second episode. Where's the white man that's laid out in the back of the couch, on the couch in the back? Where is he, girl? Tell me why out of nowhere the little lesbian girl, that's what her name is, the lesbian girl, she walked to the back of the room and she seen him laid out, and she wakes him up, and you know, they had some interactions. They was finna fight, and she almost got him jumped last episode, well, 2 episodes ago. So she's like, what's going on with you? Why you laid out back here? So he's like, oh, this is you the one that got me drugged. You tried to get me jumped, now so you get me drugged. He's making all these allegations. And she's like, I didn't do none of that to you. I'm over here minding my business, getting head under the desk. I didn't do none of that to you. So he's going off, and he's saying that she drugged him. She tells him like, look here, I see bitches come through her all the time, do stuff like this. What they do is they drug you, they rob you, and that's what it is. So he wakes up, he stumbles, he mopes his way to the front where Madam is. Now Madam Blue, all of them are just sitting on the stage and Madam's like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? She says so much fake remorse, and he tells her, and she's like, okay, you know, well, you still have to tip out, where's my money? And he's like, you know, I don't have no money. And she asked Dime, you know, the girl that collects money every night, she asked Dime like, how much does he make every night? And she was like, 6, and Madam's like, 600. And she was like, yeah, he doesn't really make that much money. And Madam tells the white boy, okay, well, you're fired. And he's like, no, I can have your money. I have a life savings. I can promise you I have your money. And that's not how he talks, but he's telling her like, I can have your money. And she's like, okay, well, I need 16 bands. Is it 16 bands? What is 16 bands or 6 bands? 5 bands. I don't know how I jumped to 6. She said 5 bands are needed. And if he don't have the money, you know, he can kiss his job goodbye. Because they don't really want him in there because they didn't found out he's the private detective, you know, undercover, whatever. So the next scene, all the boys are done tipping out. It's time for Dime to walk to her car and go home. Dime walks out, girl, and right beside her car is parked another car. Now in this car, it is a white woman. And on top of the white woman, there's a black man. And the black man on top of the white woman, his name is Al. I said, what is hell? I said, that's 2 bitches one night. Is the rubbers involved? I mean, he is screwing, baby. Let me tell you something. I told you if there's a hole, he gonna feel it. Baby, he is screwing another woman right beside the car. And he had to be probably in that car screwing her for probably like 40-30 minutes. She probably was soft and tired because baby, she was in there for forever. So he just screwing and just wanted her to see him screwing this white lady in the car. So she walks out and she sees and she's gagging. She jumps in the car and she lets down the window and she's cussing at him, and he was like, I thought you was finna go. It's just wicked, nasty, and disgusting. So she pulls off. I thought she was finna drive into his car or drive into the white lady car, but she pulls off. Dime leaves, and she doesn't do like die with a mad leg woman. I thought she was gonna give that, but she pulls off. So Midnight sees Amp, and he's like, you know, you're on probation, you're drunk, like, you good? You want me to walk you home? What's going on? I mean, not walk you home, drive you home. So Amp is like, no, and he's standing on it, girl. He is standing on it, and Midnight's like, look, her, I don't even beg bitches to drive them home. Like, let me drive you home. Amp doesn't want it. So that is where the scene ends, and we go into this final scene. So the final scene opens up where the Latino boy, he, you know, the one that tried to quit and be the bartender, he's home, he walks home, and his ex-wife is laying in his bed, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So she's laying in the bed, girl. She is laying in the bed, and out of nowhere, 2 people with all black on, girl, they come in with a gun, and they force the gun in his hand and make him pull the trigger and shoot the lady. I was just so speechless. Who would do that? I don't know. That's where the episode ends, girl. So this is my 2-episode reviews, All Queens Men. I think we probably got 1 more review or 2 more reviews. I know the season is coming to an end, sadly, because they drop 2 episodes a week and they only gonna do it like, I think they like 4 or 5 times. So I hope you guys have been enjoying these reviews so far. Make sure you catch up on the playlist and have, you know, the first 4 episode reviews in a playlist. So go watch them, girl. You just watched the last 2. And I love y'all so much. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you're new here, I have a membership. Join us, Messy Bottoms. It's down in my description box. Click the link, join whichever 2 you want to join. But I'll see y'all very, very soon for either a baddies review or another one of these, okay?